Yeah. Sports Answer. Yeah. The Sports Answer. Derek and Rudy gang. Lights on, mics high. Everybody know the name. We here in this time. Time for a great show. Step into the booth, let the whole city know. The answer now, TV, yeah, we locked in. From the field to the court, every hill I'm popping. Stats on the table, real talk emotion. Sports world moving, we surfing that ocean. Barry got the insight, Rudy got the spark. Turn the cameras on, we lighting up the dark. If it's trending, we address it. If it's major, we dissect it. No guessing on the set, every take get respected. The Sports Answer, yeah, welcome to the show. Where the pressure meet the passion and the real ones know. Subscribe, tap in, tell a friend, let's go. It's Derek and Rudy gang now. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good Thursday evening, Sports Answer fans. Rudy Campos Jr. coming to you remotely today. Real quick, the weather outside, obviously it's not really good. So be sure to be safe out there. All of our listeners over on the west part of Texas, Hondo area, Del Rio, Uvalde, all those cities, as well as the surrounding areas, New Braunfels, Church, Cibolo, San Antonio as well. Just everybody, please be safe. The weather is not good. That's why we're doing the show remotely today. It's going to be myself. Derek Irvin's going to be off today. We're going to try to get another show in. Not tomorrow. We'll get another bonus show sometime next week for you guys as well. But this is the Thursday night delight edition of the Sports Answer, brought to you by Navarro Roofing, 210-680-5070. Contact Navarro Roofing today. Obviously we live in a hailstorm type of environment here in South Texas. We do get a lot of hailstorms. We're having a lot of weather. This week has been a really bad weather, phenomena going on. So be sure to contact Navarro Roofing. They have been in the business for a very long time. They do quality job. They do an excellent job, and they will assist you with everything when it comes to insurance policies, when it comes to getting your roof done, anything and everything that Navarro can provide for you. They will get with you and they will make it right, and they will do it right the first time. That is Navarro Roofing, 210-680-5070. And you are a part of the Sports Answer here at the Salem Surround Studios. Again, contact Salem Surround again for those digital marketing needs. You want to be the best in the business? Contact Salem Surround today. What do we got going on? So, Ken, the weather. Please be safe out there. Please be safe out there. The weather is not great. I had to drive in that earlier, and it was really bad. I'll just say it was really bad. Did not enjoy it at all. Be safe. Please be safe out there. Again, Derek Gervin will also be with us. If we don't get another show in tomorrow, we will get another 1 or 2 shows next week. So Derek should be back next week. But nonetheless, we got a couple of things to get into. We're not going to be here for a full show. There's going to be kind of a quick hit on a Thursday night edition of the Thursday Night Delight edition of the Sports Answer. Again, brought to you by Navarro Roofing and Salem Surround. What do we got tonight? So topic-wise, Wemby's contract, what is it? Extension of a 5-year, player option for the 5th year, $252 million. He left 50-something million dollars on the table. He's getting about $50 million a year. So it's not a bad deal. And yeah, you see a lot of national media guys are talking left and right and saying, well, he's left a lot of money on the table. And okay, so he has left money on the table, but why does it bother you? We're going to get into that as well as Spurs rosters talk. Now, we've seen some really good performances in the Summer League. We are looking at possibly one roster spot left. So does that go to David Jones-Garcia, who was reportedly rumored, which is now a false rumor about him going to Olympiacos overseas? Is that team has said no, they never had a contact with David Jones-Garcia. He's not headed on his way out there. So could the roster spot be available for David Jones-Garcia? We're going to get into that here, as well as LeBron James talk. Why? Because I have to pose a question to you guys out there. I've got a sports question that I'm going to ask you. We'll get into that. Deals with LeBron James. Where's he going to go? That's not necessarily the question. I got an even bigger question that I'm going to hit on here in a little bit. Plus, we got NFL quarterback. Fansided.com released the post-draft NFL quarterback rankings. Do you agree with them? Is somebody a little too high, somebody a little too low? I'm going to put that screen up here in just a little bit here on the Sports Answer. This is a Thursday night, the light edition of the Sports Answer. It's going to do the cheese man.
So, like, I hear about the Spurs, this y Spurs that, y como que esto y esta, pero I never hear about the real Spurs chisme. Dime, por favor.
Okay, welcome to the Cheesemas segment. All right, so as you can see, we talked about it last week. We said, Victor was getting the 5-year, $252 million deal. We broke that news last week when it was signed, and Derek and I were talking about it. We're not going to go into depth as to how this affects the rest of the team. What I am going to go in depth on is the national media. Why is it a problem? Now, we saw Jalen Brunson take a very team-friendly deal, and actually he's probably took a better deal than what Victor did. And look, the Knicks went out and won. Jalen Brunson understood that, hey, I can't get paid all this money and still be competitive if they're not able to get other players. Victor has the right mentality, and he can sign his 5-year, $252 million deal, which is what he did. But why is national media, why are other people always complaining about, well, he's leaving money on the table? It's not right for him to leave money on the table. And it all goes back to the second apron. I understand it goes back to the second apron. But the second apron was put in there for a reason. So, okay, until the CBA comes out again, until the league and the Player Association can actually go and discuss it, it's going to be a part of that. Victor's aware of that. Victor knows that he's going to have to leave money on the table to get a guy like Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, maybe a couple of other guys to get signed in to be all in for San Antonio. It's not a bad move. For everybody saying that it's a terrible move for him to leave money on the table, you're probably not even making $50 million a year. I mean, this thing is, you've got to remember is that he's looking for the best interest of San Antonio. If you're thinking, well, he's not going to get that extra $50 million made, I call BS on it. He is going to get that money. He's going to get it in endorsement deals. He's going to get it on other deals that he's getting. There's no reason why he has to go and break the bank with San Antonio right now. He's going to get, another max deal later on. There is no doubt about that. Did the contract set a precedent for bad precedent players? Absolutely not. It did not. What it shows is that the NBA, the market itself, they know they can get money in other ways. I mean, look at this. We're in a different culture now where Victor can go get paid tons of money just for content on TikTok, content on, YouTube or whatever platform he wants. He can make extra money that way just by running videos, doing this, doing that. His likeness, his image. I mean, he can make money off of that as well. What Victor did was very smart. I commend him because I was one guy who questioned whether he would be that Tim Duncan guy. He would be that Tom Brady guy. I questioned it. Boy, did he make me eat my words on it. He showed why that he does fall in line with the best athletes to ever play any sport. A lot of those guys, they go out there and they can see, they take the discount. They understand that winning is just more than themselves. Sure, they consider themselves the base of the league. They consider themselves the best player in the league, the best player on the team. But the key word is team. They sacrifice for the team. And that's what you have to understand. Victor is sacrificing now for the team. Who knows? Maybe he won't take another discount after this. Or he'll continue to take that team-friendly discount. So no, it doesn't set a bad precedent for the players. The bad precedence that it looks for the players comes off of is by the media, guys. It's by the national media. It's by the talking heads. It's by this, the CBA, the NBA Players Association, NBPA. It's those guys. They're pissed off because Victor took a discounted deal and didn't get what he deserved. Well, yeah, he deserved it. But you mean to tell me because Victor is okay with it, you're going to be upset for him? He's not even upset. It doesn't bother him. So why does it bother anybody else? It shows he's not greedy. It shows that there's more to the game of basketball than just money. Imagine if another big time free agent comes up and you've got Victor, hopefully Stephon, and Dylan. They're all on team friendly deals. They can go add another superstar to the mix. A, who wouldn't want to play with a player like that? B, who wouldn't love the culture that the San Antonio Spurs has had since they began, since they came to San Antonio from Dallas? Everybody wants to be a part of the Spurs culture. They're going to want to be a part of it even more now. So kudos to Victor. Who cares what anybody says? You saved the Spurs money. You signed what you wanted to sign. I commend you for it. Like I said, I was one of the guys that questioned whether you would take a discount. And yeah, you didn't have to. You know, you're a perennial MVP. You're going to be in the conversation. You're going to be a multi-defensive player of the year award winner. Should have already won it probably 2 or 3 times by now. Maybe every day, every year of your career. You're going to be on all NBA teams. You're going to be on all defensive teams, all NBA defensive teams. You're going to be an all-star for as far as we can see. So yeah, max deals are going to be, they're going to be knocking on your front door every single time you're up for one. But because he took a team-friendly max deal, not the super max, people are upset. Y'all have to relax. Y'all so have to relax on that. Give the kid a break, man. Give the kid a break. He understands the goal at hand. He saw what Jalen Brunson did in taking that team-friendly deal with the Knicks to keep that team together. James Dolan comes out and says, we are not going to hit that second apron. That's why Mitchell Robinson's gone. That's why they lost a couple other players. But who knows what the Spurs and Victor talked about? The Spurs didn't walk into that meeting and say, Victor, you don't have to take the max deal. We hope you don't take the max deal. I can probably guarantee they didn't walk in like that. They walked in more than likely expecting him to take a max deal, a super max deal. Probably surprised him when he said, I will just take the max. I don't need the super max. From George Gervin to David Robinson through Tim Duncan, this era of Spurs basketball is off to a phenomenal start. And it starts with Victor. More questions in here. Shout out to Jeff Garcia. You can join Jeff Garcia and myself later on tonight as they're going to get a live edition of Spurs in Focus with Jeff Garcia and myself. Sure to tune in for that. That'll be later on tonight. Can you see Harper taking a discount? I absolutely can't see Dylan Harper taking a discount. Of the two guys, Derek and I talked about it. We said that more than likely Stephon Castle would be the guy not to take the discount. But it could change. I mean, we don't know. We're just assuming because we don't know. Remember, I mean, to get a super max deal, you got to hit certain criteria. You got to be all NBA. You got to hit our defense player of the year. He's not going to hit MVP. You got to hit certain criteria. Of the two, do you see Stephon Castle or Dylan Harper making an all NBA team first? By the looks of it, it could be Dylan. So that's where I'm wondering. Dylan Harper probably does maybe take a discount as long as it, is tagged with a starting job on the San Antonio Spurs. But I think Stephon Castle, like we talked about last week, is the guy that, may not take that team-friendly deal only because it may not be available to him. He may not have a super max deal available to him. Victor's already hitting the accomplishments to get the super max deal. I think Dylan Harper probably hits 1 or 2 of those when it comes to all NBA teams. I could see him happening. So we have to first see how much of a max deal they do get. But I think of the 3 or of the 2 between Harper and Castle, I think Stephon's the one that doesn't leave money on the table. But again, Victor proved myself wrong. He proved maybe even Derek. I don't remember Derek said it, but I know I did. Maybe he'll prove us wrong. And they'll all take team-friendly deals to continue to build the Spurs team as they are on their quest to an NBA title. Why do folks pile on Wembanyama and not Brunson when he took a discount? A lot of people didn't know. A lot of people wrote off Jalen Brunson. And albeit I raised my hand to that. I did too. I knew Brunson was good. I didn't know how good he was. So to me, that contract probably fit right where it should have. Because if you're giving, I mean, come on, the NBA is investigating Gary Trent Jr. right now because of that kind of money. I mean, Jalen Brunson wasn't worth super max deal or super max money at the time. So he took a team friendly deal, took a discount, proved himself. Now he doesn't have to. 53-year hiatus, and the Knicks are world champions now, or NBA champions. So he doesn't have to take a discount anymore. So no, I don't know why the people pile up on Wemby and didn't pile up on Brunson. That's a good question. But for me, the only reason I can get behind it was because we didn't know how good Jalen Brunson was. And now when we're looking back and he's, always mentioned the MVP talks, playoff phenomenal player, NBA champion, NBA Finals MVP. I mean, now we know how good Brunson is. More than likely, he's not taking less than a super max after this contract is up for him. So again, there's no reason to pile on Wemby for this. It's his decision. It's his deal. If he wanted to do a super max deal, he can do it. He obviously didn't want to do it. He left money on the table for San Antonio. Could it be used for this year? We don't know. I mean, when the contract starts, we don't know. There could be other players on the radar for San Antonio that they're looking at. So again, it gives them flexibility. It gives them options. The Spurs overachieved last year. They're setting themselves up to be the same top team they were this past season. And that's due to Victor Wembanyama. Again, Navarro Roofing, 210-680-5070. Call them today. Proud sponsors of us here on the Sports Answer. Also, Salem Surround. You are at the Salem Surround Studios here for the Thursday Night Delight Edition. Derek Irvin should be back next week. We'll be back in studio next week. So we're going to do a lot more. We got a lot more NFL talk. Also, we've got more shows coming up. Hopefully next week, we got a couple of guests lined up as well. So be sure to tune into Answer Now TV. Hit that subscribe button so you are definitely not left out. We got more Spurs news here. Let's bring this up here. I'm sharing this as of our friend Spurs in Focus, Jeff Garcia's own. And this talks about David Jones Garcia. Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because of the roster situation. And I see your question there, Jeff. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. Bring it up because of the roster situation. Now, technically, the Spurs have one roster spot available. Now we know Jaden Quaintance isn't going to be a part of the team. I mean, he is, but I don't think he plays this year. He's just coming off of a successful surgery. So again, recovery time. I think the Spurs are just going to basically give him the year off. And it's just so that's just the way it's going to be. It's going to be given the year off, kind of like a medical redshirt type thing. But David Jones Garcia, he was rumored, and this was from another media guy, rumored that Olympicos was basically, hey, we're signing David Jones. He's not signing. They came out and said that they are not signing David Jones Garcia. It was a false rumor, yada yada, all that stuff. So that was shot down, and I'm kind of glad because David Jones Garcia, yes, you saw the Jordan McLaughlin signing. I would think David Jones Garcia has the upper edge on getting maybe that last roster spot. Summer wise, I mean, Terrace Reed Jr. is probably the only guarantee. I mean, other than Carter Bryant, obviously, Terrace Reed Jr. is probably the only other guaranteed guy to make the roster, the active roster for the San Antonio Spurs off of the summer league. They've got some great guys who are going to be in Austin, but a lot of people talking about Jacoby Gillespie. He should be on the roster. That's your backup point guard. I see that a lot on social media. Think back here a little bit. Okay, so Jacoby Gillespie is not a true point guard. I mean, he had, I think, 6 turnovers in last night's game. He's a scorer, definitely a scorer, but definitely not a true point guard yet. They're going to try to hone his skills in Austin as much as possible. But where Jacoby Gillespie, everybody says, hey, he should be on the roster. He's having a terrific summer league. He deserves this. He's your backup point guard. Everything that I see you guys post on social media, it's basically just cut. And it's thrown off into the side of the bridge because they signed Jordan McLaughlin. The reason why is because he is their backup point guard behind Dylan Harper, behind De'Aaron Fox. They brought back Jordan McLaughlin because of the reason of Jacoby Gillespie is not ready to be that backup point guard just yet. So I asked a question on Spurs in Focus, which is a part of Answer Now TV a while back, and I said, is Jacoby Gillespie better than McLaughlin? It was no. Is Jacoby Gillespie better than David Jones Garcia? The answer was no. So that's why you're seeing them sign some of the guys from last season. Now, Harrison Ingram, they did not match or they did not basically offer extended contract to him. So he's going to be an unrestricted free agent. People are saying maybe they're clearing another roster spot for somebody. I don't know if Harrison would have been on the active roster. It would have either been him or David Jones Garcia. Could we see David Jones Garcia be that guy to get the next roster spot? I think that's who it's going to be. If they're not able to get another veteran somewhere, whether it be another veteran big man, whether it be another shooter somewhere, I think David Jones Garcia is more than likely the guy that's going to get that last roster spot for San Antonio. He balled out last summer. Terrific summer league last year. Was playing pretty good. I mean, played in Austin tremendously. Had a bunch of great games in Austin. So I think he's earned his spot. I think Gillespie and guys like R.J. Davis, Malik Brown's or Davis is going to be there as well. They're all going to be in Austin. So they're the future Spurs, if anything. So just brought this up because, again, I wanted to talk a little bit about their roster. When it comes to basically rounding it out, the Jordan signing was, to bring him back, obviously, to have that third point guard. I think David Jones Garcia gets that last spot, unless they go after a big man somewhere, which, again, it definitely could happen here just a little bit. On the way back, we've got LeBron James talk, and then we also have, I'll bring up another screenshot or share the screen here for the top quarterback rankings. And after that, we are done. It's a quick show here. For the Thursday night, the light edition of the Sports Answer. Again, Derek Gervin will be back next week. We've got a couple of ads that we got to get to, but on the way back, as mentioned, it's going to be LeBron James talk. It's also going to be NFL quarterback talk. Where do you guys have these ranked? Did they get the rankings right? I looked at them, and I kind of got a little sick because I'm like, how does this guy rank this high yet? This guy ranks so low. Makes no sense. Quick commercial break. We'll be back here in just a little bit. This is the Thursday Night Drive edition, the Thursday Night Delight edition of the Sports Answer. See you guys in just a little bit.
Can I help you?
Yes, madam. I'm a roofing contractor, and I'm giving out free estimates to lucky homeowners today. Would you like one?
Nancy, don't do it!
Wait, who said that?
Up here, Nancy! I'm your roof! Be careful, that guy is not a roofer.
Yes, I am. And I have a brand new shining ladder to prove it.
Well, where's your ladder?
Right there in my truck. The one with the Michigan license plate.
Nancy, why don't you call Navarro Roofing? They're the ones who replaced me last time. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and they've been in business since 1968.
I remember my dad used them to replace our roof when I was just a kid. I'm going to call Navarro Roofing. Besides, they did my neighbor's house, and it looks amazing. And the cleanup was excellent.
Before you let anyone talk you into a good deal, call the Chamber of Commerce and see if they're actually local. Navarro Roofing is local and supports our local business.
That's the best call I ever made. Thanks, Roof.
Don't trust out-of-state storm chasers. Trust the name Texas has relied on for generations. Call Navarro Roofing today at 210-680-5070 or visit navarrosroofing.com.
Looking for the inside track on the silver and black? From deep dive analysis to breaking news on Wemby and the squad, get it all at Spurs in Focus. Join veteran beat writer Jeff Garcia for the ultimate one-stop spot for all things San Antonio Spurs. Subscribe now at spursinfocus.substack.com.
Billboards, gas stations, gyms, grocery stores, and more.
Salem Media puts your brand in front of San Antonio wherever life takes them.
Call 210-526-3626. Call 210-526-3626 and get noticed.
You know your business inside and out, but does your community? With Salem Media's podcast and video production services, you can share your expertise and connect with customers on their commute or wherever they listen. We handle production and distribution, so your content reaches the right ears on multiple podcast platforms. Stop letting competitors own the conversation. Call Salem Media today and ask about our local business podcast packages. Call Chris at 210-526-3631. 210-526-3631.
All right, welcome back to the Thursday night delight edition of the Sports Answer. Rudy Campos Jr., Derek Irvin will be back next week. Again, everybody, please be safe out there. I think we have just one more night of rain that's going to be hitting the area, San Antonio area, Hill Country. So please be safe out there. It's not looking good right now. A lot of flooding everywhere. Again, please be safe out there. The Sports Answer, the Thursday night delight edition, brought to you by Navarro Roofing, 210-680-5070. Also, Salem Surround. Contact Salem Surround today for our digital and marketing needs. As you can see on the board, LeBron James, it's a hot topic, but yet it's not a hot topic. Those are the three teams: Miami, the Cavaliers, the Sixers. Those are the three teams that he's quote unquote rumored to go to. And even today at Fanatics, the Fanatics Fest or whatever it is that they're having right now, he didn't really mention where he's going, and they don't expect another answer to come out for another day or maybe another week or so. So I'm asking you guys a sports question here, and this is a serious question. I think we had a comment in here. I'll get to that before I ask it. Why is LeBron dragging his decision out? It's getting annoying. It feels like people aren't going to care anymore. I didn't even read that question until now, and I'm going to ask that same question. Do we even care where LeBron goes? It's like ESPN is the one station that always has to have LeBron lead everything off, and they have to basically, oh, hey, he's, going here. Where does he go? It seems like a lot of people don't really give a what anymore what LeBron does. I know I don't. Since he became a free agent, I've speculated where he's gone. I haven't really looked into it, nor do I really care a lot about it. I don't. It doesn't bother me at all. And if he goes to Cleveland, awesome. If he goes to Miami, awesome. Philadelphia, awesome. If he comes to San Antonio, I don't care. Like, okay, it's whatever. But my sports question to you is, do you guys even care where he goes? Is it even a thing anymore? Is it even, it's not the decision anymore where he had a boys and girls club and made his decision live on TV. It just seems like outside of national media stuff, which even they seem to be getting tired of it, nobody cares about where LeBron goes. It's kind of like when they make the announcement, it's probably going to be like, okay, cool, he's going to Cleveland. Okay, no worries. No big deal. There's just nothing behind it anymore. And I'm glad. As great of a player as LeBron James is, yeah, you're at the back end of your career. You maybe have a good 2 years left on it. We really don't care much anymore where you go, and we really don't even, it doesn't move the needle anymore for anybody. LeBron James free agency, is what it is. Go wherever you want. It didn't really matter to anybody. That's the feeling I get, and that's the feeling that I've had for a while when it came to his free agency. I'm more interested to see where Jaylen Brown would have ended up, where Giannis ended up. Was Ja going to get traded? A lot of these things already happened, but I'm more interested in that. Was Wemby going to sign his extension? LeBron James is taking a back burner to a lot of people, and it's just, I don't know. To me, it's kind of like, well, it is what it is. And JC, the T-Man, shout out to the T-Man out there. What's up, JC? How you doing, man? His agent was in San Antonio today. He also reps Coach Mitch Johnson, Keldon, and De'Aaron Fox. And had a listener hit me up on TikTok, which again, on TikTok, you guys can follow me on TikTok. It's kind of somewhat brand new, so still getting a lot of people to subscribe there. But you can follow me. It's going to be at the Sports Answer Show is what we have on TikTok. So one of the guys on TikTok, one of the listeners DM'd me and said, hey, did you see that Rich Paul was in San Antonio? And I said, yeah, I saw, but it doesn't mean anything. He's got a lot of clients, as JC mentioned. It's Coach Mitch Johnson, Keldon Johnson, and De'Aaron Fox are all his clients. So he's probably in town checking on stuff, talking to the Spurs, seeing if anything changed, whatever like that. Maybe seeing some of his clients as well. So not a big deal that he's actually in town. So is what it is. And JC's saying if it ain't San Antonio, I don't care. And that's kind of the way the feeling is. It's almost like, okay, nobody really cares where LeBron's going. And that's perfectly fine with me. I don't really care where LeBron goes. If it's San Antonio, awesome. Will I let me ask you this. If it's San Antonio, will you be excited? I think I've seen more Spurs fans say no, we don't want him in San Antonio than I do, heck yeah, this would be great. This would be awesome. I see more negative than I do positive with him in San Antonio from a lot of Spurs fans. Do I like him in San Antonio? I mean, I wouldn't mind him in San Antonio. It where I thought, well, it solves a lot of the NBA Finals issues where you need another veteran, a guy that's been there before. I think he kind of got that in Tobias Harris. He can go get you a bucket when you really need one. But adding another guy like LeBron, I mean, yeah, it would never hurt anything. Didn't hurt anything at all. Do I think he ends up in San Antonio? No, I don't think he ends up in San Antonio at all. I think he wants to go back to the East Coast where it's not so much easier to win there, but the path is a lot easier if he was to go to a team like Philadelphia, possibly Cleveland. Goes to Miami. Miami is not a contender whatsoever. Miami needs a lot of. If they add LeBron, they're going to have to add another couple of shooters. They're going to have to actually add a point guard, and not a point guard like a Russell Westbrook or anybody. They're going to need to add an actual point guard to play with LeBron, Giannis, and Bam. So I think of the three teams that have been rumored the most, I think it's either Philadelphia or Cleveland. I think Miami is completely out of the picture, only because if he wants to win, those are the only two teams on the Eastern Conference that he's looking at that can actually win anything. I think both of those teams would go to the forefront if he was able to sign with them. So that's LeBron James. My biggest question for LeBron James fans out there and everybody following it, do you really care where he goes? I know I don't. I don't really care where he goes. So hopefully that answer does come up here very, very soon. It is the Sports Answer, the Thursday Night Delight edition of the Sports Answer. And you know what? We got a couple of other things, man. We got one more last thing to go. And again, Navarro Roofing, definitely want to contact them today, 210-680-5070. We've got JC back in here. It says, LA rivalry conflicts me. Could be cool for passing the torch and helping us in the ring chase to surpass LA. On the other hand, he's LeBron. So the Spurs are kind of already favorites going into the season. Does LeBron move the needle that much more? Yeah, I mean, he does. He does move the needle. You can't say he doesn't. You don't want him to be, LeBron James of Miami, or anything like that when he played there. You don't need that kind of dominant LeBron James. But I would definitely take a LeBron James in winning time. I mean, one of the best players to ever play the game. So, yeah, adding him for a year or two would not be bad at all. I mean, not at all. I don't think it'd be bad at all. So, I get it. It's like he's LeBron. You really don't want to say no to one of the best players of all time. Does he really help you win a ring? Yeah, he does. It depends where he goes on where he's actually helpful to win a ring. If he was to come to San Antonio, yeah, he would help. He would help a whole lot. Tremendously, he would help. But does he come to San Antonio? Ideally, I don't know. I right now, it's more than likely a no. I think he goes back to the Eastern Conference. Does this hurt his reputation? Is it hurting his reputation? Yeah. No, not at all, man. It's not hurting his reputation at all. I mean, to be honest, it's like I said, Jeff, it's just more of nobody really cares anymore what LeBron's doing in the offseason. And that's the way it's probably going to be. I guarantee you when he signs, it's the only people that are going to be making a big deal about it are going to be, ESPN, and that's probably about it. Maybe NBA.com. I don't know. NBA channel, whatever it is. I don't know. Maybe them, but I mean, normal NBA fans are probably not going to really care too much on where he goes. So it's not hurting his reputation at all. Total championship count is my hunt. Got to surpass LA and Boston dynasties. The Boston dynasty. Yeah, I think the Boston dynasty is within reach. LA is definitely within reach. They're both within reach. I don't know. Man, that's a good question. That might be a question for Spurs and Focus with Jeff Garcia. could we ever see the Spurs team surpass those two championship dynasties? That would be a good question. I don't know. I got to look into that a little bit more here. Nonetheless, we got just a one more segment here. It's going to be an NFL segment, so let me see if I can get the screen shared up. And before I actually do, let's get you guys the NFL bumper. All right, as you guys can see, I'm going to close out the little player on the bottom because we don't need that. Post NFL quarterback draft NFL quarterback rankings. Now, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes at 2. Now, again, being injured, I'm kind of like, I don't know about the Patrick Mahomes at 2 thing, but I get it. You're ranking him. Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Matthew Stafford rounds out the top 5. Drake May, Prescott, Jordan Love, Justin Herbert, Caleb Williams cracks the top 10. That is where I kind of get, okay, I can kind of see the others there. Drake May at 6, I don't know if I would have put him that high. I would have Prescott, Herbert, and Love above Drake May. I know they went to the Super Bowl last year. I don't think they beat Denver if Bo Nix doesn't get hurt. But I know you're giving love to Drake May and also because they added A.J. Brown. So I see why Drake May is at 6. I just personally, for me, don't understand it and wouldn't put him at 6. I would probably have him at 9 right there. But Caleb Williams at 10. Can we fully expect a Caleb Williams drop-off this coming season? Now, he took a big leap last year. But again, I've always asked the question, is it Caleb or was it Ben Johnson that helped him get that leap? I'm not buying the Caleb Williams love yet. Plus, you've got Sam Darnold at 12. I would have definitely had Sam Darnold in the top 10. Coming off of a Super Bowl win. I get it. You want to see what he's going to do without Kubiak. But he revitalized his career in Minnesota. Went to Seattle, won a Super Bowl. Past couple of years have been really good for Darnold. I think he fits into that top 10 ranking right now. So Caleb, you should drop from there. The Jared Goff thing, again, you can kind of flip a coin on that. I personally don't know if Goff is better than Caleb, but I want to see year 2 under Ben Johnson of Caleb Williams before I'm going top 10. Jaden Daniels is way too high. I mean, very injury-prone guy. I went on a podcast a long time ago when Jaden Daniels, before the NFL draft, and I basically was told I was crazy because I said Jaden Daniels is not going to stay on the field. I mean, yeah, he can throw a ball 60 yards and, you know, he's got pretty good accuracy, but my biggest gripe was he gets injured a lot. I was called, it's, you know, I don't know about that. Hello, what else have you seen out of Jaden Daniels besides injury? Called it again. Listen to me. Number 16 is where I kind of got a little bit of a problem. Trevor Lawrence had a really big bounce back year. So you're going to give Caleb Williams a lot of love under Ben Johnson, who had a good year last year. Trevor Lawrence had a revitalized career last year with Jacksonville, yet you're putting him at 16. I don't get that. But where you have love for Drake May, you penalize Bo Nix and put him at 19. Yet Bo Nix still has Sutton, able to get Jalen Waddle. Sean Payton is there. But yet you have him as the 19th best quarterback in the NFL. Broncos were one of the best teams last year. More than likely could have been the AFC representative in the Super Bowl. But he's 19. I have him so much higher than 19. I probably have him equal to Brock Purdy. But for this case, I'll put him above Purdy. I would have him above Daniel Jones, above Baker Mayfield, above Jaden Daniels. I would probably have him above Jalen Hurts. So, I mean, we're talking 4 or 5 spots easily on a jump for Bo Nix. Maybe you could make the case for being a little bit higher than that. But when you give Drake May love, you should give Bo Nix the exact same amount of love. Sports question is, where do you guys feel these rankings are? Round out the bottom half of the rankings. You got CJ Stroud at 21, Tyler Shuck, Cam Ward, Kyler Murray, Bryce Young, Malik Willis, Geno Smith, Kirk Cousins, and the list goes on and on. Is there a player out there in quarterback land that I see could maybe make a jump from the bottom tier up to maybe the second tier? I don't think they get to the top tier. But if we're looking at a player, could we see maybe Kyler Murray jumping a little bit since he's in Minnesota? Jordan Addison, you've got Justin Jefferson, not Justin Jeffries. Wow. Justin Jefferson. I mean, the potential is there for Kyler to have a little bit of a bounce back year there to maybe jump back up. Outside of that, CJ Stroud could have a really good year, kind of go back up into the teens when it comes to being ranked. So what do you guys think? What are your opinions on the rankings here by fansided.com? Do you agree with them? Is somebody ranked a little too high? Somebody ranked a little too low? What are your thoughts here for those rankings? And again, shout out to Navarro Roofing, 210-680-5070. You can join myself and Jeff Garcia as we're going to have a Spurs in Focus show later on this evening. We'll get more details as that comes out here for this evening. And again, everybody, please be safe out there. I know the weather's been bad all week. If you're in the flooding area, please be safe. I've reached out to a couple of friends who live out in Kerrville, live out in Hondo, and a lot of those areas. So far, so good. Everybody seems to be doing okay. So again, please be safe out there. The weather is no joke. It could change in a heartbeat. They said we were in the clear for a while, then all of a sudden more rain started to come. So everybody, again, just please be safe out there. So JC's Give Me the Count. It says Boston was 18, Lakers 17, Warriors was 7, Bulls 6, Spurs 5. I think they catch the Warriors and Bulls, obviously. I don't know if they catch Boston and the Lakers. I said the Lakers was in reach. I didn't think they had 17. I thought they were on the 15 to 14 range, but it's going to be tough, JC. It's going to be tough. That's a pretty good question to see. Maybe, like I said, Jeff on Spurs and Focus can maybe tackle that question for you guys out there. Again, shout out to Navarro Roofing, shout out to Salem Surround, both sponsors of us here on the Sports Answer. This was the Thursday night delight edition. Derek Gervin will be back next week. Remember, if you have those sports questions, we've got the Sports Answers. We'll see you guys next week.
You've been watching the Sports Answer, brought to you by Salem Surround. Salem Surround is proud to be San Antonio's premier digital marketing agency, offering a wide array of services like digital audio, email marketing, online reputation management, SEO, social marketing, and more. Visit salemsurround.com, San Antonio, and stay in the game.